Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crypto Smart Reviews podcast. This is your host, Dylan, and I want to start this show out with just a little disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, so before you go out and you buy any coin based on something that I say, I advise you to just do your own due diligence and make sure that you're doing your own research and not just going off of what I say, because I'm by no means a genius. So, also, I need you to make sure you never invest more than you are willing to lose. And this is so crucial when getting into the crypto space because it's so addicting when you get that first score that you just want more and more and more. But just make sure that you don't invest more than you're willing to lose, because that can be very tragic. Alright, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. And I am talking about Raiblocks and its upcoming listing on Binance. So as we currently stand, Raiblocks is kind of at a pretty average point right now. It's kind of struggling its way to get back up to $30, which it had been around $30 for a good solid week. It's in the $26 range as I'm putting this out on Tuesday, January 9th. It's going to go back up, guys. Don't be worried. Don't be too worried about this. It's just kind of limping around until it gets on Binance, and I'm fairly certain it's going to go back up, so I'm personally holding on to the Raiblocks that I have. So, Raiblocks is going to be listed on Binance, which is a pretty big exchange, probably one of the up-and-coming new biggest exchanges. They recently had to put their services down to do some little upkeep with their network because they had so many new user registrations and there's so much volume going around on Binance, which might seem like a bad thing to those of us that want to get onto Binance right now, but it's actually a really good thing, because once that XRB listing hits Binance, we're going to know that they're ready for the volume of Raiblocks that are going to go into Binance. So, what are the odds that Raiblocks is headed to the moon? Well, I'll tell you that here. Other coins that have previously have been listed on Binance after a fan vote include stuff like ETHLend and Zcoin. And these are the last two winners. And right after they hit Binance, they took about, a few days, maybe a week or two, and by the end of that week or two, they at least tripled in price, which that's pretty quick for that kind of turnover, and that would be amazing if we could see that on Binance. Binance is not the first to adopt Raiblocks. So the people that have been holding XRB for a while now know that Raiblocks started out on a couple of really, really sketchy platforms, those being BitGrail and Mercatox, but it was worth owning for the upside alone, because what Raiblocks stands behind is its great business model, where its transaction fees are low to non-existent, and its transaction time is nearly instant, if maybe 5 seconds. This is going to be huge, guys, in my personal opinion. I think Raiblocks is going to easily triple in price when it hits Binance, and all these people can get in on it. Recently, some other exchanges have taken Raiblocks on as well. The big name of them being KuCoin. The other ones weren't too big named, but it's good to have it on more anyways. So KuCoin is actually allowing new user registration, so I will leave a link in the description of this podcast, and go there if you want to get some Raiblocks from KuCoin. This is the exchange that I'm currently using when I decide that I want to buy a little bit more XRB, and it is having its own little exchange problems with the volume, but I think that they'll figure it out within the coming days, and I think it'll be a good decision to do that anyways. As time goes along, we're going to see more and more exchanges accept Raiblocks onto their exchange. I highly doubt Binance is the last exchange to take Raiblocks. I'm guessing eventually all the big names will have it, you know, I guess your sketchy websites like Yobit and HitBTC, probably Cryptopia will have it, Bitfinex, Poloniex. I don't see why Raiblocks couldn't be the next Ripple. And while I don't see it getting listed on the huge names like Coinbase or anything like that you can, you know, swap US dollars for, or other fiat currency, I do think that it's going to just keep getting added to more and more exchanges, and as that happens, I think more and more people are going to want to get in on it. And, you know, I'm really pumped about Raiblocks, not going to lie to you. So what is Raiblocks? I haven't really explained that well, but it's essentially what cryptocurrency should be. And what I mean by that is it's nearly instant to send from you to someone else, and the transaction fees are so insanely low if there is one at all. And what that means is that you can actually use this in a store and realistically buy something with Raiblocks. And you definitely cannot do that with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, I saw a figure the other day, and Bitcoin on average takes 66 minutes to send from one person to the next. That's so long. That is so long. And another thing with Bitcoin is the transaction fees, and they are so high. It's like $20 just to send Bitcoin from someone to another person. So realistically, it's not going to happen for you to go into, you know, a Subway or something and pay with Bitcoin. But that is realistic with Raiblocks. So Raiblocks is actually similar to something, to another crypto coin called IOTA. And IOTA has proven to be quite the powerhouse itself. And I personally think that XRB is actually a better coin than IOTA from everything I've looked at. So I think it's a good purchase, personally. I think it might be headed to the moon once it gets listed on Binance. Alright, thanks for listening to this podcast, and be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to leave a comment. What do you think? You think Raiblocks getting listed on Binance is a big deal, or not so much? Alright, thank you, and let's enjoy our trip to the crypto moon.